something
That's
that
not
you're
funny.
apparently
Okay,
not
that's-
allowed to do.
So sorry.
Given that Metatron
Sorry.
had this privilege, it led Rabbi Abuya to believe that, quote, there were two
Okay,
powers in
HP?
heaven. Though Third Enoch quickly debunks this when Metatron was subjected to 60 fiery lashes for prompting this mistake, even
Booyah!
though it totally wasn't his fault. See what I said about the Old Testament God? Anyway, Metatron's history and function is incredibly varied and would require an entire video unto itself, which is why I'm going to refer you to two videos under the heading Group 2, which will provide you that exposition. Now, in order to finally transition into the history and function of the Sephiroth, I will cite one last form of potential influence on Jewish mysticism. Gershom Shalem notes that during Kabbalah's development, there was likely some Hellenistic influence, specifically in the form of Gnosticism and its links to Platonism and Christianity.
Genshin?
Like the Gnostics,
Dude, do you
the
see what I
Kabbalists
mean?
were concerned with the nature of God, how God created the universe, what humanity's purpose is in that universe, and how that
Everything
purpose
is coming
might be
together, I'm telling
fostered
you, my
through
brothers.
communion with God. The concepts that originated out of Gnosticism share some similarities with Kabbalah and the Sephiroth, namely speculations on divine
Oh my
wisdom
God.
as a feminine
Why are
being,
you so tanky?
which the Gnostics referred
Die
to as
already.
Sophia, and whose analog in Judaism would be either Chokmah, which is the Hebrew name for wisdom and the name of one of the Sephirah, and the concept of Shekinah, aka the divine feminine. The Gnostic concept of aeons as emanations of God's qualities from the heavenly pleroma are also roughly equivalent to the function of the Sephiroth emanating from Ein Sof, or the infinite. Though it should be emphasized that this influence is not definitive. Some scholars put these similarities down to the method by which they were created, rather than direct influence. Quoting from the Encyclopedia Judaica, the similarities could be seen as a purely psychological phenomenon, i.e. as a spontaneous upsurge from the depths of the soul's imagination, without any historical continuity. If you want to learn
my
more about
God.
this,
Don't
I
make
recommend the
me
works of the aforementioned Carl Jung and his theories regarding the Gnostics, whom he dubbed the first psychologists. I will provide some links to articles which expand upon that topic under the heading Group 3 in the description box. With that said, we can now examine the history and function
Does that
of the
kill,
Sephiroth.
even with the
The
shield?
systematization
Maybe?
of the Sephiroth took place over hundreds of
Okay.
years,
Did it
between
not?
the late Antique period and the 13th century. It would not be relatively complete until the release of the Zohar, the most important book in Kabbalistic history. Before that,
I
though,
don't like how
the
freaky
ideas
it's getting.
that led to the
Cursed.
creation
Yeah.
of the Sephiroth were scattered amongst a few
It is a
key
bit-
works.
it's getting-
the most
it's getting a
commonly
bit
cited are
wah!
the Sefer Yetzirah, aka the Book of Formation.
I
which
think I have enough,
introduced
though.
The
I think
idea
we have
of
enough.
the Sephiroth as
Okay. I hope this mythology knowledge in our brain is giving us some gacha luck, okay? Because we need it. We need it. We need it, okay? These events are like ending soon, and I'm kind of tripping. Kind of having the shivers right now, okay? That was a shiver. Literally. Factual shiver. Guys, please. Oh, I thought Did I get all the one that gave diamonds? Oh, yeah, I did. Sniff, sniff. Please. I know guaranteed 33, but don't... Just give it to me now. No! I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay, 23. It's not too bad, but god damn. The shaft, literally. Well, time to will, am I right? Okay, no, I'm not. Not yet. We have 6 days. Pain and suffering. Eh. At least it does give you diamonds when you get a duplicate. Legends. Okay, I'll stop. Imagine getting crystal every time you get a duplicate. Oh, dude. Akumu. Okay. I'll stop. I get any more? Nope. That's nice. Yeah. It's just like, as you say, I've gotten so many of them already, like, you know, quote unquote rainbow, actually. That's like, oh shit. Uh-oh. Hmm. Okay, let's do the back to class.
Qualities of God, ones that emanated from the heavenly realm into the material universe. It also introduced the idea that there were 10 Sephiroth, which, along with the 22 letters of the Hebrew language, served as the basis for the universe's creation. There's the Sephir HaBahir, or Book of Illumination, which is typically cited as the first Kabbalistic book. That book is a commentary on the Book of Genesis and introduced the idea of the Sephiroth arranged in the form of a tree. It also introduced the previously mentioned idea of the Shekinah. It is these two works that will be drawn upon the most by the biggest figures behind Kabbalah's most famous concepts, most of whom were situated in 12th and 13th century Spain and France. The most famous and most significant figure would probably have to be Isaac the Blind, aka Rabbi Sagi Nahor. His ideas, like the idea of Ein Sof, along with Simsum and Tikkun, which we will discuss more in a moment, would be transmitted through his disciples over the next 100 years, until they were properly systematized in the Zohar,
I'm going to lay down
a work
and nap
that is
now.
mostly
Take care, everyone, and have a
attributed to a
great
man
day.
named
Oh,
Moshe
thank
de
you.
Leon.
Thank you for everything.
Now, the big question
Sweet
is,
dreams,
how and
take
why
care.
did the emanations of the Sephiroth come about, and what relevance do they have to humanity? So, at the beginning of time, all that existed was the infinite light of God, aka Ein Sof. At one point, God contracted a space within himself, creating a dark void within his light
have a hard time deciding
This
what
was the
next.
process of Simsum, or contraction,
much.
that I mentioned a few seconds ago. God's light then emanated out into the void and took the
thank
form
you
of
for
the
everything.
Sephirotic
Thanks
tree.
for the gifted
A
subs
form
and the
that,
donations.
I should also
This
mention,
was
was
really kind of
equivalent
you.
to the Kabbalists' concept of the primordial man, Adam Kadmon. Unfortunately,
Sorry, we gotta. Okay, dude, who the fuck did they hire to make this beat? Okay, that shit slaps. Okay. Okay.
at one point during this emanation process, 7 of the 10 Sephiroth shattered because they could not contain the light that Ein Sof, or for simplicity's sake, God, poured into them. The result of this shattering, aka Shavirat Hakalim, was that the light and the shards of the Sephiroth would serve as the building blocks for the known universe. As for what relevance this has to humanity and their relationship with God, it is up to the Kabbalist to encourage.
I'm just gonna. I feel like I can leave this beat as I be right back. Just gonna go be right back. for real changed. Cool, cool. Bum, bum, bum.
Humanity to follow the mitzvot, or commandments of God, in order to embody his light, his goodness, within oneself.
Oops,
To
I'm
use
in the wrong
Hermetic
layout.
terms, one must embody the qualities of the Sephiroth and the macrocosmic infinity it represents within one's microcosm. As above, so below. In doing this, the light of the universe would one day reunite within the body
you
of
going to
Adam
bed?
Kadmon
I
via the
don't think I'm going
process
to
of
bed.
tikkun, or reunion, and the
just
perfect
stay up.
unity of
But I
Ein
won't
Sof
stream, like,
will
all
be
day.
restored. Now, how well is the concept represented in video games?
An
Well,
hour
it
before
varies
resets?
quite widely. I will save the most accurate representations for last. Admittedly, there
Can we
are a couple of
speedrun our dailies?
circumstances where the references made seem to have very little meaning, and if they do have meaning, it's very small. I've never played any of the Devil May Cry games, but apparently in DMC4, there's an item called the Sephirotic Fruit.
Wait, you're doing it
which,
today?
as far as I can tell, doesn't have a whole lot to do with Kabbalah. In the game Haunting Ground, one can create items by inserting different colors.
I'll probably end after this. Tomorrow at 6 a.m. Oh yeah, then we can hang out. I don't know why, I just don't feel tired.
Colored medallions into an alchemical machine, and
Would you
those
like to play the
medallions are
forest?
inserted in accordance with the
Yeah, I'll
10
stop.
Sephiroth.
Not the forest.
Now, it is true that Kabbalistic imagery and concepts are used by followers of the alchemic tradition, as well as the wider Hermetic tradition to amplify their own themes. For instance, the highest goal of Kabbalah, unification within the body of Adam Kadmon, is similar to the highest goal of alchemy in one respect.
Drink.
The Philosopher's Stone was
Oh, yeah,
personified
thank you.
by the Rebus, which was an androgynous union of male and
Hey,
female.
look, it's
Adam
me!
Kadmon was also androgynous / hermaphroditic. In other words, both traditions use the divine hermaphrodite as a way to represent infinity. Outside of that loose link between alchemy and Kabbalah, there isn't much deeper meaning to its inclusion
Oh
in
my
Haunting
god!
Ground. The first Witcher game does it a little better.
Why are you facepalming?
Geralt is tasked with finding 10 amulets which are named the Sephiroth and bear the same names as the ones in the Sephirotic tree. He must find all 10 of them, and then place them into 10 obelisks,
Oh
and
my
in turn be
God.
granted access to a mage's tower where he will get a reward. Of course, this process differs from the cosmological process of reuniting the 10
I meant to do-
Sephiroth,
let's
but
do-
it
okay.
is symbolically consistent. Probably
Why
the
do you
most
say nothing?
creative
Tell
as
me,
well
I
as
wanna know.
complicated
Why
play
you're
on Kabbalistic
facepalming?
mythology is in Xenogears. In that game, there is a magical device known literally as the Zohar, within which an entity from the heavenly realm was trapped. An entity that can virtually be considered God, even
Damn, he
if
dodged that?
technically they aren't. It became trapped in the Zohar because it followed the quote-unquote path of Sephiroth, which is the process one goes through when transitioning from the infinite realm, or Ein Sof, into the third dimension. After billions of years of imprisonment, humanity discovered the Zohar device around the year 4743 AD on a
Oh
random
my-
spaceship belonging to a random religious sect.
It's nothing,
Within
Hina.
the Zohar, they discovered an infinite source of energy, one that
Wait, I gotta lock in. I gotta lock in for a second. What the fuck? Where did I aim that? Don't tell me they dodged. They dodged it? That's crazy. Oh my god. I don't know how this unit works and I think I'm getting cooked! Dude, I got killed by Gojo. He dodged that? That's crazy. Yeah, I think we lost that pretty hard. Ooh. That was my bad.
that they could use for, well, what else? Military applications. The result of their experiments on the Zohar was the aforementioned Deus, which was effectively a weapon that could destroy any planet that it wanted to. At one point in time, Deus was being transported on a spaceship only for it to accidentally crash on a nearby planet. The only survivor of this crash then decides to use a piece of Deus's inner computer system called the Kadomoni, a biological supercomputer that could populate the planet with humans. Kadomoni's name is obviously taken from the primordial man Adam Kadmon, and they both serve the same function. God/Deus birthed humanity via the primordial man/computer. As we move into some of the remaining representations of Kabbalah and the Sephiroth, I will re-invoke something that I said a few minutes ago. Notice that with the exception of The Witcher, all of the games I mention in this video were made in Japan. This will become relevant in a moment. First, let's look at Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne. In that game, one can come face to face with God, or rather an avatar of God named Kagatsuchi. To do this, one must collect 11 menorahs in a dungeon called the Labyrinth of Amala. The virtues that these 11 menorahs represent are equivalent to those in the Sephirotic tree. The reason there's 11 is because some depictions of the Sephirotic tree feature an invisible Sephira named Dot, which serves a few different purposes. In Hermetic Kabbalah, it represents the abyss that separates the 7 vessels that shattered from the 3 that didn't. And fun fact, the abyss of Dot is the setting for
Can I
Shin
open
Megami
settings to
Tensei
like
5.
the
Unfortunately,
volume
I can't
down
speak
of
much
the
about
game
that
because I'm
game
like,
because I haven't
I'm
played
being
it
like,
yet. So for now,
why didn't
let's
I do
return
that?
to SMT3 Nocturne. Once you meet God, you are given a choice. You can either become one with him or reject him. And although the Kabbalists would recommend reunification, SMT3 Nocturne actually recommends a repudiation of God. And this theme of rejecting God continues in a spin-off from the main Shin Megami Tensei series, Persona. In Persona 5 Royal, the final boss of that game is Adam Kadmon, whom you don't reunify with, but instead fight. But why is this? The answer to that comes with what I believe is the best representation of the Sephiroth in gaming, Final Fantasy VII. The ultimate goal of Final Fantasy VII's main villain, Sephiroth, bears enormous similarity to the Tikkun/reunion process with Adam Kadmon. As we learn in that game, Sephiroth's body, along with the bodies of many other adversaries in that game, were infected with the cells of an alien being known as Genova as a part of an experiment. Every being that was infected with Sephiroth's cells, and by extension the Genova cells, would seek reunion with the main body. Sephiroth's ultimate plan is to become one with the planet Gaia and to rule over every soul. To rule over every soul, he will merge with the life stream. The union of every soul on planet Gaia within Sephiroth's body is very similar to the reunion Tikkun of every soul within Adam Kadmon. If there is a connection here, then it is very appropriate that Sephiroth was named the way he is. Because as I said before, the Sephiroth/Sephirotic tree is the exact same thing as Adam Kadmon. But just like with the Shin Megami Tensei games, and with Persona, and even with Xenogears, there is an opportunity to become one with God in Final Fantasy VII. But the canonical choice with all of them is to reject that opportunity. I believe the reason why this is the case has to do with the fact that almost all these games were produced in Japan. A common theme among not just these games, but RPGs and especially JRPGs in general, is that a human being can...
Sorry. I don't know why this game is so loud! Yeah, I think we lose that. Okay, I should put the volume down because that was cacophonic. Why can't I honor myself? That was very sad. That was a sad game. Dude, I'm always the best, okay? In my team. I'm always the best. I'm just saying. I'm saying, okay? To see the scoreboard, that's me on top. R.I.P. I feel like if I played it better, maybe I should have brought out Ace way before the Gear 5. Okay, Gabe, you're too loud. Shut up. Okay, maybe the CFX, we kind of... Thank you! Oh my god!
And hone enough power and wisdom on their own, enough to topple that of a god. There are a couple of reasons for this. One is a core difference between Abrahamic religion and Eastern religions like Hinduism and Buddhism. With the former, salvation comes from God, but for the latter, salvation comes from within oneself. This fundamental difference led to some serious civilizational clashes over the last few hundred years between the Japanese and the West. If you want to learn more about that, I highly recommend a video titled "Why Do You Always Kill Gods in JRPGs?" I will leave a link to that in the description box below. The rejection of unification with God in all of these games is a continuation of that cultural and spiritual attitude from the Japanese. It's not God that saves us, it's ourselves. I hope you guys enjoyed this journey into Kabbalah and Jewish mysticism. Unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to go into concepts like Lilith, the Qliphoth, golems, the celestial alphabet, and more. If you want to see a part 2 where I discuss these subjects and more from Jewish history, make sure to hit the like button and leave a comment. Finally, if you want to see more of my explorations into religion and psychology and how those traditions influenced the greatest games ever made, you might want to consider clicking on any of the videos you see on screen now. Until next time, remember to stay safe and stay yellow. Given that a large part of what I do on this channel is highlight references to the occult in popular media, it might surprise some of you to know that I've never done any videos on the Devil May Cry series. It might be an even bigger shock to know that up until last month, I have never played a Devil May Cry game.
Sit down.
It's not that I haven't wanted to.
I
mean, these games seem like they would pull the devil trigger of my id-controlled inner child that craves nothing but excessive violence. But I have avoided them for one big reason. Though I never played the games, I knew a lot about the occult references in the games due to people pointing them out to me on social media. Based on those messages, I assumed that most, if not all of the things that people were showing me didn't have a lot of deep meaning to them. They just seemed like shallow references made purely for the game's aesthetic and style, which is very much unlike the deep occult references in games like Dark Souls, Persona, or Silent Hill. But when I was told the first game was around a 4-hour experience, I set aside a day last month to plow through it, just to see if my hypothesis was correct. And I'm happy to report that I was more wrong than the guy who put his entire life savings into Sony stock right before Concord was released. Not only have I found some deep symbolism, but I'm willing to bet I found at least one or two things that nobody in the Devil May Cry fandom has ever noticed. Before I get into all of that, I will say two quick things up front. One, I've only played Devil May Cry 1, 2, and 3.
Thank you! Oh my god!
I intend to play DMC 4, 5, and Ninja Theory's game relatively soon. When I do, I intend to do a follow-up to this video where I analyze the secrets of those games. And second, of course, there are massive spoilers ahead for the first 3 games. So let's start with the first game. Obviously, the story is one big metaphor for Dante overcoming the shackles of his heritage and becoming an authentic individual. Though he is half human and half demon, his immutable characteristics do not orchestrate his fate, like, say, the strings of the puppet monsters. He does not need to wear a mask, like the wraiths
Dude, all these
do.
people are stealing me
He
kills,
is
okay?
authentic self.
And my flags, okay? I need them for my missions!
To topple gods, as he literally does at the end of the game, and as literally every protagonist does in every game ever made.
But I think I should turn down the fucking voice as well, because goddamn! Oh, I still got MVP. Yeah, fuck you, bitch. Okay, that was not nice. That was not nice. Look at me, okay? MVP. It's me, right there. It's taking a little bit to load, but that's me. Oh my god. MVP, right there. Yeah, fuck you. Okay. Oh.
In Japan. But before he can do that, he
Wait,
must
is this the
follow
video he
hermetic
said it
path.
was?
And just like with the
Oh no, this is about. Okay, well, let me. Na 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 na. No. The one he said about.
A large part of what I do on this channel is research the inspirations behind the greatest video games ever made. By doing this, I have consistently uncovered secrets and hidden meanings that might have otherwise been forever missed. If I were to pick the top 2 sources of inspiration for video games that I've encountered, number 1 would probably be Carl Jung and his psychoanalytic theory.
Wait, he has a
should be
Discord?
no surprise to most of my
He has a Discord and it. What the fuck? I did not know. My god, I outed myself as a fake fan. Oh, there it is.
The following video contains heavy plot spoilers for Persona 5, Final Fantasy VII, Chrono Trigger, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and Elden Ring. There are lighter spoilers as well for many other Japanese games scattered about the video, so please proceed with caution. Japanese role-playing games, or JRPGs, are notorious for their many tropes: gigantic unwieldy weapons, level grinding, complicated plots, and funny hair among them. However, one trope in JRPGs
the
that
best
has
part.
always stood out to me is how often you end up fighting a god, usually as the final or secret boss of a game. Moon Channel viewer Rando on the internet points out that even in games where the gods of a universe are not involved in the game, one often ends up killing a god anyway. Take, for example, the Octopath Traveler series, a light spoiler warning for both games, by the way. In Octopaths 1 and 2, the secret boss you fight at the end of the game is Galdera the Fallen, one of the 13 gods of that game's universe. These fights come out of essentially nowhere and only nominally tie back to the rest of the plot in a convoluted manner. Why even bother shoehorning a god fight into these games? What's the point? Why does seemingly every JRPG from Dragon Quest to Chrono Trigger to Final Fantasy to Pokemon to Persona feature god slaying? And is this trope even limited to just JRPGs, or is this just a Japanese game trope in general? After all, you kill gods in Kirby, in Nioh, and in Elden Ring as well. Well, the answers here are surprisingly complicated, especially if one is only familiar with a Western cultural context. Eastern philosophy and religious tradition views gods, immortality, and deification in very different ways than Western culture does. I'm going to forewarn you that this video starts off quite heavy in the history, and then gets quite philosophical by the end, and in the process of discussing this topic we will be exploring very heavy themes like nihilism, social isolation, and economic turmoil. So please proceed with caution. God-slaying in Japanese games and media comes from a cycle in Japanese history of false gods, corrupted utopias, gods being overthrown and new gods taking their place. And the emergence of this trope to such extremes in modern Japanese media comes as a result of a new historical cycle of false godhood reaching its zenith in the cultural perspective of Japan. But first, a word from today's sponsor, NordPass Business. If you are like me and
What
you
the
run your
fuck?
own business, you know how hard it is to keep track of the many accounts and passwords you have while keeping those accounts and passwords
Wow.
secure at the same time. My
Wow,
paralegals
okay.
might need access to the
That was
office's
ass.
QWERTY electronic filing account, or Pacer account, or SEAC account. How can I keep these incredibly important accounts secure, while also giving my staff the access
That was
they
crazy
need?
ass.
Well, the answer
Oof.
is NordPass Business.
I wanted to try to get a
NordPass
second
allows
copy.
you to store and access your online accounts from anywhere. It keeps track of your passwords without needing insecure solutions like notebooks or post-its. NordPass can also autofill payment information securely and detect data breaches for you. And you can give and revoke rights to different accounts with just the click of a button. I've been a happy user of Nord products myself for years now, long before Nord reached out for a sponsorship, and so it's my pleasure to offer you a 3-month free trial of NordPass. Just go to nordpass.com/moonchannel and enter the
Yeah,
code
get your
moonchannel.
bread, King.
Check out the description and pinned
I
comment.
mean, this is an
We're ready to
hour-long
wreck for
video. I don't think we're gonna finish it because I think I'm gonna end
Let's
soon.
get back
But
to
like,
our discussion now.
probably
By
gonna-
briefly visiting this trope in Western games.
oh,
In Western games, I posit, one ends up killing a god for these reasons. Number 1, to prove to yourself, the player, that you have achieved something great. Number 2, to prove to others, both in-game and in the real world, that your accomplishments make you worthy. And number 3, because the highest stakes one can escalate to are gods. But in Japanese games and Eastern games in general, killing gods is not just for stakes. It is a complicated social metaphor which requires a substantial understanding of Japanese history, of Japanese culture, and of Japanese religion to completely contextualize. So let
I
us
don't think I
start on
need
our
any
journey
medals right
towards
now.
understanding then, by constructing the foundation we need for context. We'll begin with a look into East Asian culture, history, and theology, and identify the characteristics intrinsic to the Japanese cultural religious cycle. In so doing, we'll see how religion has shaped Japanese perceptions over time, and what that means for the contemporary Japanese person's perception of their modern existence. We will also look towards the latter half of the video at some JRPG examples and Western comparisons. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Instead, let us start our tale like any good JRPG, at the very beginning, with the religious history not of Japan, but of China.
Oh.
The history of Japan and China are closely interrelated, and the religious history of these two ancient cultures is
Yeah,
no
I don't
different.
think I need to level up
But
anyway.
to specifically understand the nature of god slaying in Japanese video games and
Holy shit, we went down to a rabbit hole through that Sentontas fucking video to just this, but what? I had a great time. I'm still gonna stay awake, probably. I'm gonna call it quit here. Probably gonna go spurg out off camera, okay? I've been spurging on camera. Now it's time to spurg off camera, okay? My god. Getting my water. Yeah, I do need rest, but I don't know. I'm having the spurgs right now. Maybe I should like take a quick nap. Cause I told my friend I'd play with him. I don't wanna. My word is worth 1,000,000,000 words. It just sounds stupid. It was supposed to be deep, but it just sounds stupid. My word is worth a million. Okay. Thanks for the company. As always, thanks for the follows, the subs, the donations. Heart. Okay. More Dokkan content. I'll try to grind off stream so I can do more polls because of course we got Gohan, okay? I know, okay, I should be happy. I'm happy on way, yeah, we can really our Gohan. But that's not who I want. I knew it, okay? I was pulling out the Gogeta banner and no Gogeta. And I'm like, fine, I'll switch to the fucking Gohan banner. And boom, Gohan. Okay, thank you. My word is worth 1,000,000,000 words. Hina 2025. Hey, I hope these words help you go to bed. You know what I'm saying? fucking, oh my god. Now I'm probably gonna go sprig out about mythology because that's fucking cool. That's what got me into Smite at first, okay? That shit was cool. But I was ass at the game, gotta admit. I was ass. And then I became not as ass, and then I became ass again. Yeah. That's the story. That's my story of my run through Smite. But they are But I heard about Smite too, so I might be coming back. Dude, I quit. I think I quit when they did that like VTuber collab, and I was like, and it wasn't Hololive, okay? Because I don't have a problem with VTubers, okay? But like, bro, the VTuber collab was like, I was like, okay, I'm out of here, okay? This is atrocious, okay? Oh my god. Anyway, I remembered like it was yesterday, okay? I was like, wow, I want to play Smite. And then they did that stupid fucking collab. And I was like, wow, I want to kill my... Bug in the room, right? Twitch, hey, I'm very family friendly. Okay, I'm kidding. I want to commit Sudoku, keep my sanity. Yes, exactly. Or kill my record in One Piece Treasure Cruise. Wow, that sounded fucking lame. Family friendly, right? I know, right? You know, see, Futoson, he attests to my word, right? He just said it right there. No sarcasm whatsoever. Anyway, I should have ended, but here I am yapping. Oh my god, you guys are so lovely. I just wanna be here and annoy you all day. But it's been 12 hours. I should get off. I should go touch some snow outside instead of grass because there's no grass. There's just snow. I was talking about something actually. No, wait, no. It's not 9 until I remember. Wait, what was I saying? Wait, what were we talking about? We were talking about something. Wait, wait a minute. Wait. Where the villain words and then something Smite mythology. Yes, that's what made me. I was like, okay, what's happening? We're supposed to be like gods fighting each other. Now we're what, anime hitting each other? That's not right. Okay, I could accept the Invader Zim collab. I could accept the Ninja collab. I could accept the Ruby collab. And I don't know who else fucking anime collab. Okay, but the fucking VTuber. It was the ones that like I disliked the design. The designs were so tryhards. It's like seeing my gods getting those. I was like, oh, it hurts, ah. It's not that deep. Okay, Record of Ragnarok. But I heard Smite 2 is pretty good. It's in beta, so I'm gonna try that, and maybe we'll stream it if I take a liking to it. Yeah. I should change the title. I'm no longer looking like a gay 10th anniversary. And we didn't talk about Akumu. That's true. Oh my god. We should do that next stream, okay? I thought Chris Denark in his ACC fucking stream was going to fucking talk about it, but he talked about Glubshitto. That even the PhD of Glubshittery didn't know what the fuck was going on. Anyway, that's enough. Okay. Oh my god, I'm gonna leave you with some bombastic songs, okay? Because I have like bombastic taste. I'm saying, okay. I don't know why I keep saying okay, but okay. Where the fuck is it? Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, I was saying thank you. Oh my god, have a good day, good night, good morning, depending where you are. Don't forget to take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. And I'll see you when I see you.
My bed, I should dust the shelf, should lie in bed till the afternoon, dreaming about the things that I wanna do. About the things that I wanna do. I'd rather find out than regret. Never try now, I won't let inhibitions take control. I'd rather fail than spend my life in a jail of my very own creation, of my very own creation. I really wanna change the world but can't change my clothes. Wanna find a girl but can't find my phone. I just lie in bed till the afternoon, dreaming about the things that I wanna do. If I wanna change the world, I should change myself. I should make my bed,